What's up, Ruthless Nation? Here we are Wednesday evening, and that means Ruthless GT Pro Series action. And tonight it's at Blue Moon Speedway, oval style track here for the GT3 style cars. So kind of going back to our NASCAR roots here. But as always, got Monkey in here in the booth with me to take on our second triangle in a row.
That's right, Stu. It's pretty much the same layout as track as last week, except last week it was covered in snow. This week it is covered in hot asphalt, I believe. Yes, looks like asphalt. Maybe concrete. Can't really tell. Should be some good racing today.
Yeah, I think everybody's kind of pumped up for this one to kind of get back on the left-hand turn sort of deal here. Think we're going to have a good show out for this one, but without further ado, I'm going to get things popping here.
That's true. I forgot about that. They are going the other direction.
That's right.
Hold on. Sorry about that.
No problem. Get our clock set back to 0. We have Jason on the pole for this one this evening, as we're going to start things from Blue Moon Speedway with Jason on the front. Cork follows him with Snowman rounding up our top 3 after qualifying, followed by Monkey and Hollywood rounding up our top 5. Hollywood will be filling in for Rico this week, I do believe. Followed by Chaos, Rick Slick, Titan, Stu, T-Dubs, and Rebel Hawk. And we're off here from Blue Moon as Cork gets up there early and goes door to door right off the start there in the Lexus and takes the lead going into turn number 1.
Classic Cork.
See those guys coming out of turn 1 in a fury there.
It was good to see everybody make it through there clean. Turn 1 is a tight one here, hard braking.
We got Monkey sitting here in 5th as Hollywood and the Supra goes by to take over that 4th position from Monkey.
Well, the Supra is a fast car here at this track. Probably a strategic move by Monkey just to let him go and ride in his draft.
Seen TKO Chaos snip some wall there coming out of turn number 3. See some guys getting on the brakes, some guys not getting on the brakes. Good shot here from the back of our pack. Let's go back up front here, take a look at that battle for the lead. Right now it's still Cork sitting up there in that Lexus, followed by Jason in the Supra, followed by Snowman in the McLaren, then Hollywood in his Supra, followed by the Porsche of Monkey. That's your top 5.
Cork and that Lexus seem to be a pretty good pair.
Thanks to everybody tuning in. Please hit that like button for us as we finish 2 laps. Jason's starting to cut the gap down on Cork, who took the lead into turn number 1. There's Cork, Jason, Snowman. Then we got Hollywood working up the field with Monkey right behind him. Everybody using that slipstream. We get back here to the rest of our pack. Everybody going into turn number 1. As it looks right now, you got T-Dubs sitting in last place right now. Rebel Hawk, a new addition here to the GT7 Ruthless side of things.
Yeah, excited to have Rebel Hawk. Looks like he's going to fit in nicely. Looks like our top 5 are keeping pretty close. Everybody's keeping pretty close. Nobody's checked out yet either direction.
See our top 3 kind of trying to break that air. They're kind of losing Snowman, the top 2 are. Snowman at this point might be a little better move for him to drop back maybe to the 2 behind him. Hollywood starts to separate himself from 5th position just a tad. Still in the slipstream though is the 6 of Monkey. See our leaders go by.
I like that move by Hollywood to stick with the shortest way around the track instead of getting that little bit of draft off those guys. Those top 3 were chasing each other around. Hollywood just said, I'll do my own thing.
That he did. 1, 2, 3 look like that. Hollywood comes out of turn number 3, has Monkey a little closer this time, stays up the track once again. Everybody but that top 3 doing so. Might have seen Snowman cut the deficit there a little bit to the leaders.
It appears that he did. So every turn here except for turn 2, are we just going to call these 1, 2, and 3?
Sure.
Every turn here except turn 2 is difficult. So 1 and 3. Could just say that. Turn 2, you just full throttle, whatever lane you want. 3, you're trying to go out through there as fast as possible. Either taking the inside line for the shortest distance or staying up high and keeping your speed up. Looks like we got a mix of everything going on.
All right, Jason has took over the lead from Court now as he leads that lap. Puts us through 5 full laps, starting lap number 6. It's a 70-lap race here. Still will run us about around an hour, maybe a little over an hour for this track. But it will, at this part of the evening, turn into darkness, and don't let those lights fool you. They don't work.
That is correct, Stu. Another thing about this track is it's pretty typical on fuel. At about 18 laps or so, it's really chews up tires here. So tire strategy is going to be a big deal in this race. Saving your tires, trying to make them last a whole fuel run. I think we're going to see everybody running. Actually, it's pretty good mix of medium and hard tires.
Ooh, a little contact here into 1. Draws back Hollywood, back to Monkey. Off the wall goes Snowman. Looking okay through there. Monkey survives it. Snowman's shaking the dirt off the tire.
Oh.
Rick Slick has took all this to his advantage as he's got his Porsche up there in the sniffing range of the slipstream of the top 5 now.
Yeah, 5th and 6th, they're both Porsche 911. We know from previous races, Rick knows how to drive that car.
That's right. Jason has sort of jumped himself out there to a pretty good lead. Also holds the current fastest lap of the race, followed by Court, Snowman, Hollywood, and then Monkey there in 5th position. Rick Slick starting to close up the gap. Gets his Porsche up there. He's battling for this top 5 spot now. Now, we can't forget about TKO Chaos and Titans back here. They've been fighting in the McLaren and the Corvette. But it looks like right now Chaos has won the better of that battle through 7.5 laps here. Cork, 1.5 second penalty up here in 2nd position.
Oh, that's going to hurt. They are dishing out penalties for wall collisions this week again, so we might see quite a few of those. Just for Cork and maybe for some other people.
A good battle here for 3rd position coming through turn number 1. Keep an eye on that battle as that Supra does have the better straightaway speed here. Thanks to everybody tuning in. Please hit that like button. Ruthless Racing YouTube channel is presenting the Ruthless GT Pro Series here at Blue Moon Speedway. Cork has dropped all the way back to 6th position off the penalty. Now a good battle for 2nd though, coming down the front straightaway. We see Snowman and Hollywood right here neck and neck. Snowman decides to go down to the inside here. He wants to get that inside, lane here for turn number 1. He goes down into the inside. We might have a little bit of contact there. Oh, Hollywood's around. Huge wreck into the inside wall goes Hollywood. Looks like he's stuck there. Backs it out into the track here. Oh, he's right here into traffic and another door bang up there out of 1. Barely avoids certain collision in Hollywood. Damaged terminal out of the race.
That is unfortunate.
Absolutely.
I thought a caution came out the way Snowman slowed down there.
He did slow down a little bit. Caught that one live in 4K. No West Higgins ORV replay needed.
No. That moves Monkey up to 2nd. Who saw that coming?
Yep, and then you can look over here on the track map, upper right-hand corner of your screen. That's your leader in red. That's 2nd in red. That is going to be Monkey, so that's the gap between 1st and 2nd. But Cork dropped back all the way to 6th off the penalty. Has got his Lexus back up here into 3rd position. Rick Slick up to 4th, has Snowman there after the slowdown off the contact with Hollywood. Rick and Snowman are now battling it out for 4th.
I watched the speed of Snowman a couple laps ago heading into turn 3, he got up to 174. Cork just got up to 175. Kind of curious to see what these other cars can do. I think heading into turn 3 is the fastest part of the track. Should be.
T-Dubs has now moved his machine up to 8th position, getting around the 9th place car Stu, and is still over the 10th place car Rebel Hawk. Once again, first start here in the GT Pro Series, so much appreciated for to have Rebel Hawk racing with us.
Yeah. Yep. Just signed up this week, got in his car, hopped right out here, started racing.
All right, we'll be through 12 laps out of 3 this time. The battle for second starting to heat up between Monkey and Cork. Cork off the wall there, and 3. Now Cork's going to make a move around Monkey down the front stretch, able to do it there with the slipstream. Going to remain not clear until right on the entry of turn number 1. That'll force the Porsche down the track here. And now Cork has overtaken second.
Well, turn 1's another tough one too. You want to get your speed up, keep your speed up as high as you can, but it's really easy to hit the wall coming out of there. And with the stewards giving out penalties for wall contact this week, you don't want to do that. It's not worth the 2.5 seconds or so you're going to be slowing down. Where's Jason at? Jason's heading into 1 right now.
That's right. It takes us through 13. Now we're sitting on 14. Battle for second has been won by Cork as he's put a slight gap here between him and Monkey, who sits in 3rd currently. Moved back to 4th. Snowman has overtaken Rick and took 4th place, with Rick rounding up your top 5 currently.
Yeah, I don't think the 911 has much chance of catching either that Lexus or the Toyota.
Yeah, we've seen Cork hit 175 there, maybe hit 149 for a brief second. We'll kind of look at these turn 3 times. You can see Rick way down there in the 140s, down the 141 in this McLaren back here, 141 for the Corvette, 171 coming in for the GTR, all the way down into the 130s up there against the wall. And you can kind of see that. Oh, it's T-Dubs, I think. Okay, he's going to go into the pits this time by. So there's our first pit stop after 14 full laps. It belongs to T-Dubs.
14 lap fuel run would be 5 total fuel runs, so 4 pit stops on that strategy. I keep forgetting to watch Jason's speed heading into 3. He's getting around the track before the rest of the pack, so I miss him. Here he's coming out of, what are we watching? All kinds of people. So I'm going to keep an eye on Jason now. Just came out of 1, so he's winding it up. He's already carrying a lot of speed coming out of 2.
He got up to 174.
Yeah, about the same as the Lexus, and right about the same as the McLaren. Or was that 170? Was that 173? 174? So, exit speed's another big one there. Like you were watching that the last time by. You were seeing speeds of the 130s, 140s, right?
Yeah.
Well, exit speed out of 1 is huge. That's the longest run. You just full throttle the whole time.
Rebel Hawk down pit road this time after 16 full laps. 1.5 second penalty to T-Dubs back here in 10th position, a lap down off the pit stop.
Ooh, you almost got another one.
Almost.
There's a lot of speculation about what TWC stands for. So I finally asked T-Dubs before the race, what is that name about? Because a lot of people have their own versions, and he finally told me. It's Thick Women Chaser.
Oh.
So apparently he likes them a little bigger than some other people.
But
Yeah.
Jason remains on the track.
Everybody else pitted?
Everybody else is on pit road, except for Jason.
Stu came in with 0 fuel, but he made 18. So the lap count on pit road is their completed laps. They'll cross the start-finish line on the way out. So that's 18 done, and 19 will be on the way out. Stu's car looks really cool. I like that matte black.
Little gray and stuff going on here.
Matte gray.
Let's see, Cork, second place off pit road. I think Monkey might have cut a little bit of the gap there on pit road. Maybe a tad there. Jason's still filling up as these guys come into turn number 2.
As far as I know, there are no shortcuts on pit road. Everybody's going to be getting tires and packing these things full of fuel.
That's right. Cork's coming out of 3 this time. Jason's just now up to 100 liters. He'll start the trip down pit road and get here to the exit. So if you look at Cork, he's just now crossing the line. Jason's got to get that thing ramped up. Possibly, yeah, Cork cut a lot of time off Jason pitting the lap before. But Jason able to make a full run of 18 there on his first go.
Well, maybe everybody did pit after it. Well, Jason ran 9th. Oh, you're right, 18.
That's right. Everybody at this point is back on the lead lap. T-Dubs pitted the earliest. He comes around to 8th position.
So everybody else pitted on 17 or earlier.
Yes.
I was wrong with what I said. When you're sitting on pit road, it says something different, I think.
It just depends on where your pit box is.
I guess it must.
If you're before the line or after the line. Good battle for 4th cranking up here. Snowman finds himself dropped all the way back to 7th position here. But anyways, back up here, Rick gets around Chaos for 4th position. Yeah, I wonder what happened to him.
It's actually a battle for 1st. I mean, not a battle, but they're close. Cork is right there.
They are pretty close. As close as they've been since the start of this race.
Yeah. Monkey's not terribly far behind. If there was a horrible accident between those two, he'd catch back up.
He is in very much that position.
You know he's hoping for it.
All right, let's go back here to everybody else. Let's see. Rick Slick able to get around, put a little gap between him and the McLaren of Chaos. Snowman's there on the prowl for the McLaren of Chaos now as he is in 6th position. Totten sits his Corvette nicely into 7th. T-Dubs is up to 8th, but he is on that. He only ran 13 laps, I believe, on his first run, so we should be seeing him go in the next 5 to 6 laps. Got Stu and Rebel Hawk still trying to figure out who wants not.
Looks like somebody has a fan in the YouTube chat.
Yeah, I know who that is. You know who that is.
Oh, I do. Then yes, I do know who that is.
Oh, real battle for the lead. Bumping off the rear bumper was Cork coming into turn number 3. That Lexus has been wound up, and he is trying everything he can to maybe overtake the lead from Jason once again. Jason running that extra lap from the lead. Maybe saved enough fuel running behind Cork at the beginning of the race. It kind of helped him go that extra bit, but that is what it's going to take here. It's 2 18s and 2 17s on the runs tonight.
Yes, I thought everybody get 18 out of that first run with all the drafting going on for the first handful of laps. Apparently that was not the case. Probably a lot of drafting, but a lot of anxiety trying to get your car up to the lead. There's Jason low line, Cork is high line. Man, Cork came out of there. Well, I was on Jason. Jason came out of there flying.
Yeah, he did. And got a good gap there on Cork out of that turn. And I think right here's where you see the difference in the cars. You can see Jason's coming down in here. He's all the way down to about 100 miles an hour. We jump back to Cork at the same portion of the turn. He is in the 110s, 120s, and you can see him cut that gap through this short chute down the backstretch into turn number 2. And once we get to turn number 3, this gap will raise back out a little bit as the high speed of the Supra there coming out of turn 3 for some reason is really beating that Lexus off the corner. Jason also taking that much lower line here than Cork, but you can see how much gap Jason gained there out of that corner.
Yeah, Cork got as slow as 150, exited at about 152 on there, and I think last time Jason seemed like he was about 5 miles per hour faster than that, but I didn't get a really good look at it.
Snowman has worked himself back up to 5th position, getting around Chaos in that McLaren, as there are 2 McLarens in the field run back to back. Titan's in the Corvette, sitting in 7th still. He's off the pace of those McLarens up ahead of him as they go through turn number 1. Titans does the same. T-Dub's back here in 8th. We'll see him pitting probably this. Nope, he's still got a lot of fuel there. That tire, though, is very worn. So I'd say we'll see the next couple of laps. We'll see T-Dubs come back down. Here's Stu back here in 9th as he's got plenty of fuel left. Rebel Hawk, not so much, pitted a lap before the 24 car. So the 88 will probably have to go back in before the GTR. Jason's still working on Cork here. He's got the lead to up to a couple car lengths now through turn number 1. Was not having that the last few laps. So now Jason may be starting to find a little bit of pace here away from the Lexus. A little bit worse for wear tire for the Lexus as well. Also a little bit less fuel. Didn't really pay a lot of attention to Cork's refueling, but possibly he didn't take all the fuel there on the pit stop to maybe keep this gap. That fuel for the Lexus does go pretty far, as we have seen. Into the wall, there goes Cork in turn number 3. I believe he got a hold of that wall, but no penalty. Monkey, no man's land in 3rd place. He's trying to chase 2nd place. 4th place is almost out of the rearview mirror for Monkey.
That looks like a pretty lonely race for Monkey. He's just out here running laps.
That's right, not even halfway quite yet. T-Dubs remains on track. He'll go by again, so I was wrong about when he would pit, but it's going to be soon. Since he's losing, I guess we'll call it a Peugeot. But that right front tire on the Peugeot is not liking this run, that's for sure. So he'll probably try to squeeze another lap out of this and may go down this time. I think he has the option for either.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be tires determining when T-Dubs is pitting here. I think everybody else is going off fuel. Not that he's sitting on a lot of fuel either. Looking through the lap times of everybody here, the top 5 are running very consistent times. Jason looks like he might be saving a couple laps. We've got a couple 47s in there, but everybody else is running 46s down the board with maybe a 45 sprinkled in here and there. Even Rick Slick's got a 45. Monkey does not.
Not
Cork
in this
does
sequence
not.
of laps. Let's see, he has a 45. It's just on up the list there.
Yep. They're running very consistently out here.
Let's see where T-Dubs is. Man's still out here. Goes into the pits this time. He has 2 liters left in the tank.
Nothing left. I mean, he's got the least amount of rubber you can have left on that right front.
That's exactly right. Jason takes us to lap number 30. That's 29 complete laps. T-Dub's on a much different strategy than everyone else. I had seen someone earlier pit kind of off the strategy as well around lap 16. I couldn't remember who that was. It might have been Titans back there. That Corvette is known to have some problems with the fuel, but today, tire, even on the racing hard here for Titans, is severely worn through this pit stop. Now, did he change tires off the last pit stop? I'm not sure, but that is a severely worn hard tire through just what would be, I guess, around 13, 14 laps.
I don't think anybody's getting 30 laps out of a tire. He must have changed them. I think Rebel Hawk pitted a little bit early as well. He pitted around 16.
Still looking good for a couple laps on the fuel.
Yep, looks like he's saving a little more this time around. Now, AMG or Mercedes is not known for its fuel saving. That thing is a hog.
That's right. T-Dubs has went down a lap to nearly the whole field, but he is off of that odd strategy. Does stretch the second run a little longer and comes out on the medium tire. See Jason, who has been on the medium tire since the last pit stop. Cork sitting on the hards. Jason off the wall there along with Cork. Both are leaders into the wall there off of one. Monkey also sitting on the hard tires in third position. Rick Slick's on the mediums, and they're starting to get just that slick. Seems to be right front severely worn. Still got a few laps of fuel left in the car. Mediums for Snowman as well. Both right sides screaming for him to hit the box. And we had mentioned Titan's hard tire on the right front is severely worn, almost completely worn out here. So maybe another lap for that Corvette, maybe out here. That would put him through 2 runs of 16.
I didn't know Jason was running mediums. So his tire management is really good. He's maintaining those mediums about the same as Cork's maintaining the hards. Cork's got an extra lap on there, but explains a lot about Jason dominating this race.
Yeah, you can see Cork back there behind him on the hards with less tire to work with than Jason with the mediums up ahead.
Yep. That's pretty crazy. I see Monkey, looking at Monkey and Rick Slick in the exact same car. Oh, Rick's on medium tires. So as I say, Rick's tires were quite a bit more worn. That makes sense. Same car, different tire.
See Rebel Hawk coming into view of the leaders here is going to be pitting this time, so we'll most likely go a lap down. I don't think we'll see the leaders pitting this time. Still a lot of fuel left in that Supra. Cork's still got a lap or so left in that Lexus if he wants it. Down pit road goes the 88.
Looks like Cork and Monkey are going around again. So this will be the 18th lap for on this run for everyone except Jason, who pitted a lap later.
Monkey off the wall back there and won. No penalty.
What?
Get off the right rear here so I can get a look at him. Not any superficial damage.
T-Dubs hit the wall. He had a Fat Chick sticker on his car earlier, and I don't see it. So he ripped it off.
All right, pit stop starting to happen. Titans Chaos down pit road. Cork and Monkey are both down pit road. Jason remains out on track longer once again. He'll go around who is now in 6th place of Stu. Let's see if he has made his last pit. No, has not made the pit stop this run yet.
I think Cork came in with the most fuel. None of them were bragging about it. A Monkey had 4, Rick Slick had 2, Snowman had 0. I think I saw Cork with about 7 liters of fuel.
See Titans coming off pit road now along with Chaos as T-Dubs goes around and puts Chaos into 9th position. Stu up in 6th position, now down with no fuel. Was on the hard tire that time by. Snowman down there was on mediums along with Rick Slick. Cork's out of pit road along with Monkey. Cork off the wall as soon as he exit pit road.
Jason is on pit road.
He is on pit road and refueling right now as we speak. So we'll see what he does here. We are over halfway. As Jason's going to beat Stu off pit road.
As short as this track is, it does take a little while to get around it, doesn't it?
It does seem like it takes a while.
I don't remember what the laps were at Snokino. Obviously over a minute something.
No, they were like 59, 56.
Oh yeah. So just a little bit longer.
Just a tad bit longer as Cork goes around Stu, who's coming off pit road now. Finds himself a lap down behind first and second. We got somebody back there trying to hit the wall. That was Rebel Hawk got off the wall there around Monkey.
Looks like I was clean. Rebel Hawk did a good job keeping control of his car after hitting the wall there.
Now, Rick,
sure Monkey appreciates that.
We've seen Rick putting on a real good run here, but he is not as close to Monkey as I thought he would be, but Snowman is kind of close to him there, though. These two guys look identical on tire wear and fuel, so it'll come down to straight speed for 4th place through this fuel run. Monkey's still looking ahead there towards first and second.
Did a lot of testing in that 911 with the hard medium tires, and the mediums are faster, but only for about 7 or 8 laps, and then they really struggle. Oh no, more than that. Sorry, only for about 13 or 14 laps, then they really start to struggle.
Chaos able to get around T-Dubs here off the fresher tire. You look back at T-Dubs again, he came out on the medium tires this time and severely worn once again towards the end of this fuel tank.
Yep.
Snowman off the wall out of 3 back there.
Well, T-Dubs is no stranger to winning races, but it's been a little while for him now. It's 3 in a row.
A huge wreck for Rick Slick. He is heavy into the wall. West Higgins ORV replay. We'll go back 10 seconds. Let's see what Rick does. Oh, he just gets up there into the wall. He loses it 1.5 seconds, 3 seconds on the inside wall. Heavy contact for Rick. Let's see if he's able to get this thing back going. We've seen Hollywood here with the terminal damage. Same spot earlier. Rick's going to get that Porsche back going. And he'll be good to go. He'll sit in 5th position. Snowman able to take over 4th off of that collision for Rick. And that puts Titans right there as well, who's on his best lap of the race.
That hurts Rick really bad. You get the double penalty and the wreck. It's the difference between Hollywood and Rick is they both go front first into the wall, but Rick's engine's in the back of the car. Hollywood's was up front, probably took some damage.
That's probably what he's looking at. So that'll be unfortunate for Rick's 5th position. That 3-second penalty will drop him well behind Titans. Whenever
that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, whenever this comes up, you can see it comes out of there. He's up into the 130s, sneaking to 140, and then drops him all the way down into almost 50 mile an hour. As Titans blast on by there at 150.
Titans is just gone.
Yeah, now Chaos.
Up to 5th.
Chaos is going to take over 6th position off the penalty, so that's going to be 2 spots for Rick Slick. I guess 3, including the one off the wreck. So that'll be 3 spots dropped off a collision and the penalty that followed. Moves T-Dubs is now up in 8th position, but is on that odd strategy. So he is basically racing Stu and Rebel Hawk to not be last position at this point. Stu now drops behind Monkey, so now the top 3 is around the bottom 2 here at Blue Moon.
I'm going to see a good battle back here with Chaos and Rick Slick. I think the 911 has a little advantage over the McLaren at this track. The 911 just handles turn 1 with ease.
Oh, get my phone call. I will move the camera to how you speak.
All right. So we are watching Rick Slick and Chaos battle into turn 1. They are coming out, and as I thought, that 911, the way it can handle turn 1, he was able to get around Chaos. The only concern, I drove that 911 at this track, and the only concern with that is how much tire you want to burn through there. You can take it at almost any speed you want. It's just really hard on the tire. So for now, Rick Slick has got 6th place, and Chaos does have a speed advantage coming through here, so we'll have to see how they do coming up, but we might see Rick put a little more gap on him as we head into turn 1. And I think my feed might be a little ahead of Stu's. No, we look about the same. They're approaching turn 1.
I am back, and T-Dubs is down pit road.
Alright, Rick Slick did take the position from Chaos in last lap in turn 1, but right now they're holding about steady.
Right,
that was a fast phone call.
Yeah, real quick.
Was it Donald Trump?
Yeah.
He's been calling me a lot lately too, a lot of
texts. He was asking me what I thought of the fish tank they put him in at his rally today.
I did not see that. Kamala and Donald are both texting me quite a bit lately.
Yeah, something about support and $5. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, this Battle for 6th has been good TV for us, but let's go back up here to Cork, see how far he is to Jason. As we come up on 25 laps remaining, I guess 26 laps remaining.
Looks like T-Dubs is...
yeah, that's right.
Oh, T-Dubs probably getting ready to pit, but Jason's about to claim another lap from T-Dubs.
Snowman's now up there as the fastest lap of the race. Let's see if we can catch when he hit that thing. Nope, he hit that before lap 36.
Somebody in the chat seems to be unhappy with one of us announcers. Not naming any names, but I think it might be me. Not exactly sure which part T-Dubs is talking about, as there's been several things I've said.
Yeah, you're going to have to pull up the record for that.
Yeah. Is it Thick Woman Chaser? Is that the one?
Is it your
Could
big
be
gap
us.
holder?
It could be. That's what he needs on the front of that car, like in the cartoons where they'd put or dangle the carrot in front of the horse on a stick, or the carrot on a stick in front of a horse. You need to get a Thick Woman dangled out in front of Tito's car, get him on that gas.
I know, as he goes down, or maybe, I don't know, he's fighting really hard for that lap there.
Oh. There's 3 weeks without a win apparently appears to be the offensive one. Those are just facts, my friend. Can't change the facts. Smitty's joined us in the chat. Been a while since I talked to Smitty. Good to see you, Smitty.
Good to see you, Smitty. Now will T-Dubs kind of help Cork here with his shortcomings of keeping up with Jason here. T-Dubs is fresh off the pit, so maybe we could see this Lexus fight his way up there, use a little bit of that draft, try to close this gap between him and Jason. Monkey's still very much in no monkey land. There's nobody around this Porsche.
No, it's a lonely race for Monkey. He's probably loving it. Oh, who are we looking at now?
Snowman goes around Stu, so now the top 4 is around the bottom 3, I do believe.
Looks like Snowman did change up his scheme for this week.
He did. He put a lot of chrome on her this time
Yeah.
around.
I see a lot of the same schemes going, and a couple people changed.
Rick Slick Chaos still very much fighting for 6th position. Tire difference here for Rick, though, could be the money maker for Chaos. Rick very good on the fuel, not so good on that right front tire. Chaos
Rick
on the
isn't-
hards.
Rick is not going to be able to hold off Chaos with that tire.
No way.
In fact, he's just going right down pit road.
Yep, that's right. Just going to merge right off to pit road. There goes Rick Slick. Chaos jumps up to 6th position. "21 laps remain here from Blue Moon Speedway, and Jason is in the leads. Partially dominated this race, except for Cork to start off for a few laps. Possibly just a part of the strategy here for this Supra, but we're starting to see the sun go down. That means the track's going to start to shade and cool off, and these lap times are going to start to tick up after this last and final pit stop.
That is true. They're going to get even a little faster here. And we aren't seeing complete, Jason is dominating the race, but it's not completely dominated like we've been seeing in many of our races. Whether it be Cork at Dragon Trail or T-Dubs at his pile of tracks where he's dominated. Snowman last week and the snow race where you expect him to dominate.
That's right. Not as much domination on that part. Cork's still very much there. He can see the Supra, but looking at the fuel, it's very close between these two. Hard tire to Cork is more degraded than the mediums of Jason up ahead, but that is the trend we have been seeing. Now, what I worry about for the field is, do we see this Supra in first place take on the softs for that last run with how, this track is starting to cool?
It'd be interesting. We're just now getting to the window where everyone should be able to pit and finish from here. But like I said, Jason's got a lot of fuel. Cork has some. Monkey has a ton. Stu has a ton. Rebel Hawk is just squeezing it in there.
Yeah, he just went in pit road with 2 liters there left. Rick Slick goes around 8th position. As don't know if his car is going to be able to make it the full length here on what he's done.
I would say no. He's probably 3 laps in at least since his pit stop. Maybe more, maybe 4 or 5. Who knows? But
we might catch us one running out of gas here as Jason comes up on Chaos. That means Jason's now all the way up around 7th position.
what lap is everybody on? Jason, 53 for the leaders. Rebel Hawks on 51, T-Dubs on 51, so
We're watching Chaos here. He might run out of fuel. Jason fighting for, I guess a spot down pit road. Jason goes. That'll leave Cork. Yes, he'll come down pit road as well. He'll have 0 liters of fuel left.
that's what Titans came in with.
That's right. Comes down here completely on 0. Chaos rather. Somehow come down with 1 liter left in the tank. Didn't think he had it in him. 7th place stays out on track, along with 8th place, who has recently made a pit stop, T-Dubs, on that odd strategy we had already mentioned, and Rebel Hawk is now out here on fresh everything. All right, Monkey, now we're down to it.
We are. I think T-Dubs is on a normal strategy. I think it's a 14-lap strategy. He's just giving that car everything he's got.
So Jason's coming off pit road. Court does not take the full tank of fuel to keep this gap close. He did come down with 0 there, so it's going to be interesting. He'll have 17 laps to finish. So we'll see if that Lexus is able to do it. It's going to have a lot of lap traffic here as well. Between first and second, we got T-Dubs in 8th ahead of Jason, and then we got TKO Chaos here in 9th between Jason and Cork. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. Let's see, Stu's down pit road now. It should be maybe the final pit stop, other than the 2 that made one just a tad bit earlier. It'd be T-Dubs and Rick Slick, who finds himself back up to 5th, but unfortunately, like Monkey had said, I just don't think he'll be able to make this full run there on what he's got.
Especially the tires.
Especially the tire. As you can see, the headlights start to flick on for these guys. As sunset is here, TKO Chaos into the wall, 1.5 second penalty. Court goes around. So now that lap car is out of the picture. Jason up here right ahead of T-Dubs. T-Dubs is kind of just all over the rear end of him.
Well, T-Dubs, we never talk about other people's weeks without a win because they just don't have as many wins as you.
How many weeks
you
you
feel
racing?
Yeah.
I'll tell you how many weeks I ain't won. Oh, Jason goes down into turn 1. I don't know if he locked it up or what. Sort of got sideways there.
There's quite a few cars that little stretch of track. When T-Dubs wins, 15 races in a row and then doesn't win for 3 in a row, that's a news story. Monkey not winning 3 races in a row, that's normal.
Common knowledge.
Yeah. In a way, those are compliments, T-Dubs.
It's all about mindset.
Yeah. Hey, Cork is within striking distance of Jason. What tires did Jason come out? Mediums. Cork back on hard. Yep, T-Dub's definitely helping.
Cork takes her down to the inside for turn number 2. Gets around T-Dubs here. We are lapped all the way up to 7th position right now. Titans is the only savior of 6th position, but he has Jason working up behind him. T-Dubs down pit road. No mediums, no fuel. But this should be the last go of the evening for him.
Jason and Cork look like the closest battle on the track. 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th are all spaced out pretty evenly. Can't tell. 7. I'm having a hard time finding them. 7th. Everybody's spaced out.
Yeah, between 7th and 8th is about half the track. Between 9th and 10th is going to become half the track.
So,
1st and 2nd separated by a turn.
Let me try to run through, see if I can figure out what's going on here. Well, Rick Slick is going to be trying to squeeze 12 laps out of this. Rebel Hawk, about the same position as Rick Slick, but he's on hard tires. And that Mercedes is loud. I missed our Subaru though. Oh, Jason just ran the fastest lap of the race. Just like he said, sun goes down, speeds go up.
That's right, Jason did hit a 45.305 right there. He does get around Titans, so now we're lapped up to 6th position. Court is on the same straightaway as Jason, but he is not in striking distance. It would take a good penalty, I believe, to help Cork out at this moment.
You watch these cars going into turn one, you can start seeing the fire shooting out as they're upshifting. Every time I say it, it doesn't happen. Sparks is starting to fly though. So visually the race is getting a lot more interesting.
Visually? Yes.
Do you want to talk about your paint job, or is it too dark?
Maybe too dark. Yeah, definitely too dark, but yep, that's what we brought to the track this week.
It's sharp. It's a minimalist 24 theme.
That's right. Slight designs, subtle shout-outs.
Matte paint is my favorite.
Mine too. No glare, no gloss.
That's right. Let that throttle do the talking.
I think my throttle is mute.
It is one of the oldest cars on the track. As a 2013 model, it's making a valiant effort.
I see Rick Slick down pit road again, as we figured he would. Will he take on tire? He'll about have to.
He did last a while though. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong car. Explains that. Well, Titans moves up to 5th.
That's right. Titans did move up to 5th. He goes around Slick, who is on pit road. Chaos and Rick Slick, I guess, are going to fight for... Nope, Chaos gets around him as well. Let's see, Rick to Stu. About half track. There's no worries there. Back Stu back to Rebel Hawk. Pretty good gap. Who's back to T-Dubs is a decent gap. So everybody from 8th on back looking pretty good at where they are. Jason at this moment looking pretty good. Court, though, has found him a draft out of Titans there. Looks like he's used that to his better advantage as he goes across the line here.
It looks like the lights are not coming on at this track. These guys are just racing with their headlights, which is fine. They've done that before at road courses. In the rain, it doesn't matter.
Right, Monkey's sitting here. He's just around a ton of lap traffic. So he's in no worry of positioning here.
The top 3 hasn't changed in a while. I don't remember when Snowman took over 4th, but I'd say maybe the top 4 haven't changed in a while. But I also want to say 5th on back has been changing quite a bit, as per usual. The best racing is in back. Oh, Snowman's in the pits. Am I getting ahead of you? I'm a little bit ahead of you.
Not 3 seconds, but nonetheless, Snowman is down pit road. Looking at everything, I think he makes it to the end of this race. So maybe that's just a playoff point situation there for Snowman. Because Jason right now looking to put a sweep on this race with pole, fast lap, and win.
Oh yeah, Snowman came out, soft tires, took just a splash of fuel, like 1 liter of fuel.
Cork, though, is, right there considering, I feel like Jason had a much larger gap prior to this, to the pit stop there. before all this went down.
I would say so, and he's definitely, Cork has his eye on the prize right there.
See Jason,
anything could happen.
I know, you can see Jason too. He hit his fast lap, goes into a 47, then a bunch of 46s, hits another 45 on lap 64. Doesn't degrade too much into lap 65. We'll see what lap 66 holds as they go around and make it 4 to go here at Blue Moon Speedway. And yes, right now it is all headlights on the track.
Yeah. Cork just has a string of consistent 46s going on all the way down there.
Snowman on his fastest lap of the race. We're watching here for the fast lap of the race. Come out on soft tires, low fuel, and is in still 4th position. So that's good for Snowman. He was able to try to attack for this fast lap on his fastest lap of the race. And he is coming down front stretch. Yeah, he got her. 44.844, smashing the previous lap time set by Jason. I don't think there's enough laps for anybody to go chase that.
I don't think so. What was it before? 45.3?
Something like that, yeah. Right up
So
there.
half a second?
Nearly.
Yeah, 45.3. I see it in Jason's. Jason on lap 59 at a 45.3. It's quite a lap.
All right,
Rick
Jason.
Slick's go ahead. I was gonna say Rick Slick looks like he might be making his way around Monkey, but he's a lap down.
That's right, Monkey just sitting there amongst the lap traffic, 6th, 7th, and 9th there, I do believe. 8th place, sitting pretty. T-Dubs has been on the chase, but I don't think he's going to get it. T-Dubs was able to get around Rebel Hawk. We had maybe thought Rebel Hawk would be fine in 9th position, but maybe another pit stop or a wreck even possibly there for Rebel Hawk that allowed T-Dubs to get around him. Jason through turn number 2.
Looking at Rebel's tires, I'm going to say it was a pit stop.
Yeah, those are fairly fresh tires, huh?
Yep, he's the only one out there with a good set of tires on his car.
Jason down the front stretch here, and it's going to bring us to 1 to go, presented by Skew Car from Blue Moon Speedway. Cork just a bit off the look there, probably about 3.5 seconds back, I'd say. Jason out of turn 1, looking good, looking up ahead to the 8th place position car, might catch them. See if anybody's finished yet. Nobody has finished yet. So we're waiting on these fellas right here. One, two, three, been pretty consistent through the most part of this race.
Ooh.
But it'd be Jason out of 3 down the front stretch and winner here from Blue Moon Speedway.
Dominating performance out of that Toyota.
Cork
and Jason
in second. And out of 3 for a top 3, the Porsche of Monkey with just a sliver of fuel remaining. He'll head to the line and claim the podium. And Snowman.
One thing about Monkey, that's 3 weeks in a row on the podium for him.
That's right. All
Just
right.
the opposite of T-Dubs.
So in conclusion, Jason, pole sitter and race winner. Fast lap goes to Snowman, who is yet to finish, coming out of 3 now. He's our last car on track. So as we wrap it up here, Blue Moon Speedway, no disappointment, had an accident early on, but for the most part, pretty clean and straightforward racing for these guys. Familiar setting at, an oval style track like Blue Moon Bay Speedway. But give us your takeaway from this track, Monkey. And we kind of turned back to another oval next week at Broadbean. Sort of has a weird hitch in it. Sort of, not quite, but similar to a bus stop, but mostly oval style racing. So what do you think about this race, and how may it carry over into Broadbean?
So I sound like a broken record for 3 weeks in a row, but I expected a lot more wrecks this week, especially with turn one, or really only with turn one. And we only saw the one multi-car wreck, which really only got Hollywood. Snowman kept going, so there's no caution, and Rick spun out in turn one too. I really thought we were going to see a lot of spin outs. Couple of cautions coming out. It's a short track. Everybody should have been bunched up, but again, these guys are clean racers, and they are proving my thoughts wrong because we did not see any cautions. Race played out pretty much how I thought with the tire wear and the fuel. It was good, fast racing, and it's a lot of position changes, even with first, with Cork and Jason battling out for a while, and then the midfield on back. Great racing again, as always every week. And then looking on to next week, like you said, it's a similar track, and it is a short track, and it's a lot of left-hand turns, and thrown in to mix things up is one right-hander. And that's going to be another interesting race to see how these guys handle it. All these guys come from Heat 5. Not sure about, or the NASCAR Racing Series. Not sure about Rebel Hawk, if he's over here from Heat or if he's from GT7. He's new, but they've all got a lot of NASCAR experience, and I don't think they all have a lot of right turn experience until they got into GT7. So we'll see. We got 1, 2, maybe 3 or 4 left-handers and then a right-hander thrown in for good measure. So should be similar race. Tire wear might be a little worse, but short track nonetheless. And then from there, we are moving on to a couple weeks of Group 2 races for some high-speed action.
Sounds awesome. Well, just make sure you're subscribed to Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. Make sure you go check out West Higgins ORV on YouTube as well, and as well Skew Car on X, formerly Twitter. But as always, thank you, Monkey, for being in the booth with me.
Thanks for having me, Stu. Always fun.
Always a good time. Are you wrecked out already? Dude, we're over. You wrecked out an hour and a half ago. But anyways, tomorrow, Ruthless Racing Pro Series action on Heat 5. It is the final battle of Season 4. It is the championship at Charlotte. It is 4 guys going up against each other to see who is the highest finisher, who claims the highest prize, which is money. And I'm not sure how much it is, but it is over $100. And the top 4 will be paid out. So no matter where you finish, you'll win a little bit of dough. But where you finish could be more that you go home with. So make sure you tune in tomorrow, I guess we'll be live about 8:45 for the Championship 4 drivers interviews. So make sure you tune in for that. We'll get to pick the brain of the drivers. 8:45 tomorrow. Catch me in the booth. I think we'll have JWoww up there as well. Maybe even Timmy up there. So, and I heard maybe Titans might make an appearance up there in the booth. So could have the 4-headed horseman of the broadcast booth up there tomorrow at Charlotte for the Ruthless Pro Series Championship race. So make sure you tune in and see who takes home the Season 4 crown. And then next week, this bunch will be going to Broad Bean next Wednesday. So make sure you tune in. Don't miss that one. Got a lot of oval action going on here on the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel as of late. But that's going to be it for me. Anything you'd like to add, Monkey?
Just one thing, Broad Bean is in Japan, so Ruthless is making their way back to Japan for a race. So it sounds like something you see over in maybe Massachusetts, over in that area, but nope, going to Japan for the week.
Yep, that's right. No Massachusetts at Broad Bean, although they did claim the bean.
Yes, that's probably what made me think of Massachusetts.
Could be their potholes.
It could be.
Nonetheless,
that is it for me.
That's right, it for me as well. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. Championship race for the Ruthless Racing Pro Series. You don't want to miss that booth. You don't want to miss that race. So make sure you tune in. 8:45 Eastern tomorrow. I'll be in there live with the whole slew of them. But without further ado, we'll catch you next time. Rock on, race on, Ruthless Racing.